So this will be a little bit messed up when you're listening. If people at home, if you're listening to the iTunes version of this later, I'm sorry the beginning got cut off. You missed some really good stuff. But yeah, but that's fine.
I guess you'll have to wait till someone else solves world peace.
That's right.
We're not rehashing old territory.
That's right. I'm not going to go back and introduce Taylor. You people on Facebook have already got that juicy content. Anyways, let's get to it. So some of the stuff that I jotted here quickly. I said I finished the new Spider-Man game, which we talked about last month. Pretty awesome. Taylor, you're playing that yourself.
Yeah, I haven't finished it. I'm late to the game, but
cool.
Quite literally. But it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Cool. I wrote Kavanaugh piece of shit, and just which we won't get into, but that's how I feel. PSN, you can finally 15. No, I mean, not 15 years later. Since the PS3, you cannot change your PlayStation names. Now you can. Really big deal, I guess, in the world of gaming.
Now, Tuong, for those who aren't gamers, what is PSN?
PlayStation Network.
Oh, thanks, bud.
Yeah, it's not that important, but I thought it was notable since it's been for PlayStation nerds, it's been the bane of their existence for a long time. I don't care because I have the perfect PlayStation name. Yeah.
What is it?
69 Tuong. No, it's not. It's not that. It's not that.
Gator boy with an 8.
Telltale Games, huge company, got shut down. You might have heard about this, Taylor. The people who made the Walking Dead games, the player adventure games, huge, one of the biggest video game companies out there, went bankrupt almost. I don't think they officially went bankrupt, but
so Telltale does the choose your own adventure games like Batman Guardians and all that.
It's one of those companies. That's right.
Didn't they just get a thing with Netflix? Weren't they going to?
Yeah. So that's the last thing they're doing is they're going to put the Minecraft video game onto Netflix, which I thought is a cool idea, putting video games on Netflix, but whatever. What else here? That Maniac show came out. I'm liking it so far. I wish I could talk more about it, but I haven't finished it. Sorry, too bad. Assassin's Creed came out, Call of Duty Black Ops 4 came out, Super Mario Party came out, Red Dead Redemption just came out. People who aren't watching the stream, I assume everybody is playing that game, which is, put it down for a second, people. Taylor and I are talking right now. Big Mouth came out. That was going to be one of the topics I really wanted to talk about, but I'll just say right away, I loved it. That show's amazing.
It was hilarious.
Castlevania new season came out. Haunting of Hill House, you watched that. That came out. And I guess it's killing it because everybody's talking about it.
Yeah, it's something else. It's really
let's see, Netflix Marvel, it canceled Iron Fist and Luke Cage, and I've heard which we'll talk about later, possibly Daredevil might be hitting the can soon too, which I hope not.
Hitting the can sounds like a euphemism for taking a shit.
That's exactly what I meant. Daredevil is taking a giant shit on Netflix. But let's get started with the real deal here, Taylor.
Can I run through? I got some.
Oh, yes. Go ahead.
Too. Chris Evans hanging up the Cap shield. He did that Instagram post.
True.
Great. We got to look at the new Spider-Man suit.
Mm-hmm.
We also got to look at The Mandalorian, the new Star Wars TV show from Jon Favreau.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Yeah, they scrapped the Boba Fett movie, and they're just going to focus on the TV show, which is great.
Nice.
Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is delayed until 2021, and James Gunn went over to Suicide Squad 2.
True. That might be good. That's what
be worse.
Hey, Suicide Squad is an Oscar award-winning movie. You take that back.
It sure is.
Laura Gordon, if you're watching right now, I know you're watching from a living room probably, but this snail filer is really fun. I recommend everybody get one because it feels like you're a wizard, Harry. Let's go into what we're talking about today. So as you can see by this fancy pantsy graphic, we have Venom. We're talking about Daredevil season 3 and A Star is Born. Now, Taylor and I are going to do our darndest not to spoil anything without throwing up the spoiler icon, okay? So if we're going to spoil something, we will explicitly say spoiler, but I want to, generally keep things non-spoilers, probably.
Until we do.
Which we have to for some of these things. We're doing a bonus topic as well of Halloween, the new Halloween movie. as you can see by this awesome graphic. Taylor doesn't have any selfies of himself, so he's not a really good millennial, I'll tell you what. But there is one of him pointing to his, I think his abs. I think that's what he's trying to show us. And one of him coming out of the shower, which, probably scarier than Michael Myers, I would assume.
If it was any other month, I would take that as an insult, but thank you.
You're welcome. Taylor, are you ready? Let's check with chat real quick here. Thanks for saying that we were all thinking... hitting the can, Taylor. Thanks for saying that we were all thinking. R.E. hitting the can, Taylor. And then... Yes, we
Someone's
have
here by accident.
Yes, Laura brought one of our mutual friends into the conversation, which is great. Okay, let's get down to business to defeat the Huns and talk about Venom. Boom. All right, let's pull up some clips here. I don't think we have to go too much deep into Venom. I think everything that has been said already, but let's talk about it.
Yeah, it's
overall thoughts.
It was fine. It was fine to bad, I would say, personally.
I would say it was fine to okay, which I guess is two of the same.
Good.
Yeah.
That's a controversial stance.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I mean, I guess it leans more into the bad stuff. I think I reviewed it on Letterboxd and I gave it like a 2.5 stars or something like that.
Yes, you did.
I had okay time with it. I wasn't mad about seeing the film. I did see usually for superhero films, I'm like, I have to get the AVX IMAX experience. Venom, I'm like, I'm going to get the regular cheap version of this movie. So I wasn't mad about paying like, $8 for it. Tom Hardy, I thought, and this has been said a million times, but I think Tom Hardy is great. He definitely commits to his roles, which I appreciate him as an actor. There is a scene, which is non-spoiler, where he's just... he's going crazy because he has a symbiote in him and he like dunks his like entire body into a fish tank, which I think the scene itself is kind of a mess, but the way he acts out that whole sequence I thought was quite entertaining and a mark of a true actor. I think he really commits to his role there.
He ate that crustacean. He sure did.
Oh yeah, he just bites a lobster. The story...
It was a fucking mess.
His story is kind of all over the place. What do you think? I think my big complaint is they spend the first third of the movie is kind of boring. Not kind of boring. It is boring, and they spend too much time dedicated to the villain Riot, the symbiote, jumping from one thing to another. You see, like, it jumped to, like, some military person, I guess, to an old lady, to a little girl, and for what? Just to go into Riz Ahmed's character, I guess.
Yeah, it wasn't a great finish line. His character, the villain, like, Riz Ahmed's fantastic. I don't think anybody will disagree with that, but him as a villain was just kind of weak. He was just so cookie-cutter, I'm an evil exec.
I wrote that exact thing. It's just, like, I usually think villains are bad in movies is because they don't show you enough time with the villain, so you don't have enough time to explore why that person's bad or what compels them to do a thing. But in this movie, they show plenty of his character, but every time they go back to him, he's just like, I'm evil because I'm evil.
Yeah, and then when he finally gets the Riot symbiote, however the
symbiote? I think it's symbiote, yeah.
Yeah, I say symbiote. But yeah, when he got that, he was just slightly more gray Venom. It was the same thing. It was just very uninteresting to watch. I thought that.
Man, the CGI in the movie can go from like pretty. I think some of the parts like, oh, that's pretty cool because I like how Venom moves and stuff like that, and I love how big he is and stuff. But I hated seeing CGI symbiotes fighting each other. It was just so hard to follow and such a mess.
Yeah, and his overall plan, like, stop me if I'm forgetting something, but so they found the symbiote on a meteor that had millions of symbiotes, they said.
Yeah.
And he wanted to send up a rocket ship to go get more of them to take over the Earth?
To take over the Earth to, like, I think it was because the planet is dying or something like that.
But how would he get them?
I don't know. I think the whole point is, like, if you put Riz Ahmed's character in today's world, it's like, okay, climate change is going to fuck us over, so let's get symbiotes on Earth so we can survive anything.
It's always terraforming with these movies.
Yeah.
It's always the same thing.
Very
Also, the
relatable.
little girl that was in Malaysia, she got taken over by Riot, and then it jumped 6 months later.
Oh yeah,
She
yeah,
got off the plane, and she's still the same little girl.
yeah. A positive of the movie is well, we were talking about Tom Hardy being great, and I remain he's still great.
I didn't.
I think he's great. I think he acts his dick off for that character and for what he's given. Like
Yeah,
the script is
I thought Eddie Brock was just kind of a douchebag though. Before he even got the symbiote, like at the start of the movie, pulls up and he's like, the security guard's like, Eddie, my man, like you're my friend. You can't park your bike there though. He's like, oh well, I can't hear. I was like, this guy's an asshole.
I guess so. Like,
Also, do they know that he's Venom at the end of the movie or not? Because everybody sees that he's Venom. Then at the end of the movie, he's got a TV show again.
oh,
But shouldn't he be a wanted fugitive?
I don't think everyone knows he's Venom. At least the person.
Literally, there are scenes of him turning into Venom with standing with cell phones.
Oh,
videotaping
is
him
there?
doing it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, many of it.
I
And,
maybe
like,
I missed that
the old
part.
lady in the store that's playing in the scene
Yeah.
right up there. Like he's very non-discreet.
Yeah, I don't remember that, but I guess, yeah. Here's I don't mind somewhat spoiling this movie because it's fine, but I really disliked how there's a obvious turn in the movie where Venom has to be the good guy in this film, right? He's an anti-hero, but he's the good guy. But I'm fine with that because Agent Venom is, you know, a staple in Marvel Comics these days, and Venom has always kind of been that anti-hero these days. But I don't like his turn into becoming good because you don't know where it came from. There's a line in the movie
from screenwriters realizing they had to get onto the final act.
Yeah, so there's a point where Venom's like, "What made you want to save the planet, Venom?" And Venom says, "You did, Eddie. You did." And I'm like, "But when did you guys like each other? They hate each other for so much part of the movie. They kind of get along in a weird dislike buddy kind of relationship, and then the third act comes around and they're just friends."
Yeah, it was weird. And also, could the symbiote read his mind or could it not? Because he said he could, but then whenever Michelle Monaghan calls, he's like, "Who's that?" I'm like, "Can't you read his mind?"
Michelle Williams' character, you mean? Like,
Michelle Williams, sorry.
Yeah.
Not Michelle Monaghan. That's a brunette.
Yeah, I don't know. That part was weird. That really bothers me because I wish you can kind of write that kind of yourself. Is where like Tom Hardy they need each other in a way, and Tom Hardy saves Venom, and then Venom likes him. Like it's such an easy way to write that in, but instead it's just like, I'm a good guy now, and I don't know. It just kind of fell flat for me.
It just felt like a movie from like 2004, like Daredevil.
Ben Affleck Daredevil. I haven't seen that movie in ages. I think I remember it being okay at the time. I don't know. At the time. Okay, let's see what else. We have Michelle Williams. I really quickly. I just feel like she phoned it in that movie.
They had no chemistry.
There's zero chemistry.
They gave her more to do than they usually give women to do in movies, like a movie like this. So that was great. But
that was kind of cool, I guess.
It just, I don't know. I didn't think they were.
Her
I
role.
Her boyfriend.
Oh God! Oh, that boyfriend. I thought you meant I liked your boyfriend Tom Hardy. I'm like, yeah, me too.
No, the guy who just didn't turn out to be a bad guy because usually the new boyfriends
are like the yeah.
He's like Judge Reinhold in Liar Liar. He's like, oh, he's just a good guy doing his best.
Yeah, that was pretty cool, I guess. And at the very end, and I guess this is spoilers, so I'll throw up the spoiler icon here. But
so bad.
Yes, it's Carnage. We have Carnage coming at the next movie.
Yeah, he's like writing in blood on the wall. Welcome, Eddie. It just made me think of that Simpsons thing. It was like, yo, use a pen. So
Yeah. I mean, what's his character's name? What's that character's name? I know it's not Woody Harrelson. I know that, but
Cletus Cassidy?
Cletus Cassidy. He's supposed to be a kind of like a psycho, right? So
yeah.
You know what doesn't make me thrilled is, I mean, Carnage, obviously, we need Carnage, right? But at the same time, we just saw Riot. We already saw a symbiote versus symbiote, so this will just be more, I guess. Like,
yeah, exactly.
And Woody Harrelson with like curly red hair looks so weird.
Such a bad wig.
It's a bad wig. It's a bad wig. They can do better. Great actor,
He should just be bald. Who cares?
Yeah, why not? Why not? But the red means carnage. Ah, boy. All right, let's wrap up Venom here. Overall, I think if you don't need to see this movie in theaters. In fact, I don't even think it's in theaters anymore.
No, you can just listen to an Evanescence song and get the gist of it.
I think you could probably just wait for this movie to go on Netflix and see it on a lazy Sunday afternoon, I guess, if you really want to. I don't think it's as bad as some people say it is. In fact, the critics' score is really bad, but the audience score is surprisingly really good on Venom. A lot of people like this movie.
It wasn't, I didn't hate it like Suicide Squad, to reference that again, because there were a couple parts where I'm like, that's kind of cool, but then they squandered them, which kind of bugs me more, because I'm like, oh, there's seeds of something here.
Right. So like you said, you hit the nail on the head. It's it seems like a 2004 movie, but in some ways that's kind of cool, but it is 1000% better than Suicide Squad.
Oh yeah.
Like, that's not even a contest. That movie's hot garbage. So yeah, let's wrap up Venom and move on. Let's see what we have in the comments here. Nothing. Oh, we have some people that are joined. Hello, thank you for popping in, everyone. I'm gonna just wave to the people at home. Thanks for popping in, peeps. That's how. That's what people are saying these days. That's how it's done. Let's move on to Daredevil. Daredevil. The Devil of Hell's Kitchen. That's a little bit more.
I wish we could have got Leslie in here just to do his Wilson face in the background the whole time.
Wesley. That's all. It's like, I got nothing.
Leslie.
Leslie. Okay, so let's pull up something here. I'll pull up the window capture for some trailers of Daredevil. Dude, this show. Oh my God. It'll be hard to talk about without spoiling, and I'll try not to. We'll get to spoilers later. But what did you think?
It was fantastic, and I wasn't surprised. Like, as you know, I just finished this today because I had to cram it in. Mm-hmm. I definitely had tempered expectations. The latest Netflix Marvel output has been kind of wonky.
Yeah.
But so I went into this with kind of not expecting much, and boy, was I delighted to be wrong.
Yeah, I think Daredevil has been consistently good. Season 2 has had there's a bump in the road, you could say, I guess.
The first 4 episodes of Season 2, the Punisher arc, are amazing.
Yes. I honestly liked the second half of Season 2 of Daredevil, but I could see like the pace of it was uneven, right?
Yeah.
In this story, it is what I like about this. I was telling some friends of the show about this, but basically Netflix Marvel has had a tendency to split their seasons in half. Basically, first 4-6 episodes is one arc, the next half is another arc. But this season of TV is one giant arc, which I appreciate. They like just focus in on this one story.
Yeah, and I know it encompasses all of Hell's Kitchen and like greater New York, but it feels like a smaller story too, right?
Yeah, and I love that. I really like that part. And for people who don't know, it picks up directly after Defenders, which was a very disappointing show. But
I actually didn't even watch Defenders.
Yes, so you didn't matter, right? Like you kind of got the gist of what happened.
Yeah.
So it picks up right after.
On him?
A building fell on him. Everyone thought he was dead. And that's it, really. But this whole story, I love it because the Born Again Daredevil story, the comic book story, is his most famous story, and the inspiration it drew from that story, but how different it is too is quite awesome, I thought.
Yeah. I mean, just without spoiling stuff, just talking about the show broadly, like it. Another thing with Netflix Marvel shows is they talk about a lot of the fight scenes take place in hallways and alleys. But this season, there were so many giant set pieces. Like, there's usually 1 or 2 a season that you're like, oh, the Daredevil and the hallway fight scene, or like going down the stairwell.
Oh, the jail scene. The jail scene.
The jail scene in this season was insane.
Yeah, it's
like he fought through a whole jail.
Yeah. One take.
Yeah, like there was that. There was one where he's in oh god, what's his name? Melvin, the guy that's Guardian.
Oh
You know,
yeah,
he
yeah.
has the suit. They
The
had
Saw
a cool
guy,
one. Yeah,
Buzzsaw. Yeah.
yeah. I think Gladiator, not Guardian. Excuse me.
Oh, is his name Gladiator? I thought it
Um,
was Buzzsaw. I could, or maybe just uses buzzsaws as
he
his
uses
weapon.
buzzsaws.
Yeah.
But yeah, like there were fight scenes. There were just so many huge fight scenes. He had a couple ones with Bullseye,
Mm-hmm.
which were I liked what they did with the Bullseye character too.
Dude, I thought it was amazing. I guess we're jumping around a lot,
Yeah.
but I guess okay. Let's take it back a bit. We'll say my favorite thing, and I tweeted about this, was Vincent D'Onofrio as Wilson Fisk is literally the best for me MCU Marvel villain I've seen on screen.
Yeah, you tweeted that. I don't agree with that, but I think he's unreal.
Oh, I don't see how. Well, for me, like, I mean, I guess the closest thing you could say is Thanos, but like they give so much more to, because it's TV as well, right? So you spend more time with the character, but I think his character is so well acted and nuanced, where like he's a big baby. He's a giant big baby who has a lot of power, but he is smart, but his emotions go off like a baby. And you can always see it in his acting where he could go off at any moment and just fuck you up. His rage that you can like always see under his character is quite amazing.
He looks like he's about to snap.
Yeah. But what I like about his character too is like something you don't often see is that his character is his motivation is love, which is amazing. Because he's truly evil, but like everything he does is because he really genuinely loves this girl who's also evil.
I mean, he was doing all of his bad stuff before.
Yeah, but like everything in this season is propelled by that love.
Yeah, for her. He just wants Vanessa back, basically.
Yeah, exactly. I thought that's super cool, and the way he manipulates people in this season is quite awesome.
You really got to see that a lot more this season. I felt like, and be like, oh, I can see how there's really no way you can turn to get out from.
Yeah. So I thought his what character do you think is better than Wilson Fisk? Just curious.
Vulture, Killmonger, Thanos, Loki.
That's interesting.
With the thing with the nuances, like that, every one of those characters.
That's interesting. I agree. All those characters are great, but I mean, just because they spend so much time on Wilson Fisk, I think there's just more time to develop that character.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's great. Let's see. Matt is out of the suit for the entire season.
Yeah, that black suit. If you don't have a Halloween costume, don't make a suit. It's the easiest thing.
Yeah, it's actually the easiest costume. You just need black long sleeve shirt and black pants. And you could use another black t-shirt and tie it around your face, I guess.
There you go.
There you go.
No, I want to like make one, not even for Halloween. So cool.
Not a lot of Billy Club action in this
No, that's what I like too. They kind of took away his protection. They got him back to basics. He was more just him out there doing his thing.
Yeah, his character is so I mean he's a troubled character to begin with, but I love it. Like he's just so, I don't know. I mean, it's in their subtitle, I guess, is Let the Devil Out. He's just so dark the entire season, just trying to push his friends away, but they also ultimately become the people who, like, you know, save him.
What I thought was spoilers, telling you.
Yeah, whatever. It's not spoiler.
What I thought was really interesting, what I liked what they did with his character is I find a lot of times in superheroes, the sequel usually it's the hero, the character turning away from the hero persona. So think like Spider-Man 2 or The Dark Knight or like that old Spider-Man No More comic book where, you know, they're like, okay, I can't do this and I'm going to give up that side of me. And then eventually they realize they need to be Spider-Man or whatever. But in this story, he did the same thing. He divorced the two characters, but he wanted to bury Matt Murdock and just live on as Daredevil, which I thought was super interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool too. Let's see. We won't spend too much on this part. There is, I think Foggy Nelson and Karen Page, his two friends in this show, are like, you know, big pillar, really big main characters in the show. I thought their arcs were great. They do a lot.
Foggy too, because I forget if it was season 1 or 2. Whenever Foggy found out that Matt was Daredevil, but
I think it's
there was
one.
a chunk where he was just so whiny. He's like, Matt, how could
Yeah.
you do this? But
Yeah.
this season, like, they're all just so competent and like their own people.
Yeah, they all have. Yeah, it's so great. They. Yeah. I don't even know what to say about that. Yeah, exactly. They're competent. They're competent. They're all trying to help out in different ways. They're not characters that need saving, which is great. You know, like they're characters who also want to save the city in their own way.
They all have something to bring to the table.
Exactly, which I love about it. And they really flesh out both of their characters in this one, especially with Karen. They go into their backstory.
Such a badass.
Here's something I wrote here is when Agent Nadim, and I won't get too much into him, when I first saw his character, he's a big character in this season. But when I first saw him, I thought he was just gonna be like this B character. Like I thought he was gonna get I didn't even know he was gonna be a main character until they started showing more of him, because he just looked like such a BC character and like a young, handsomer Ray Romano kind of guy.
Yeah, but Muslim Ray Romano.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like I actually ended up really liking what they did with his character too.
Yeah, no, I really liked his character a lot. I actually like the episode. I looked at this guy, like JLE's his name, but he's very charismatic, handsome as hell. I was like, yo, like this guy needs to lead in a different show, because I think I thought he was endlessly watchable. He was a good addition to the.
He was good. I don't think it's well. You know what? I'll throw up the spoilers anyways at this point. I won't say what happens to his character, but mostly just like I love. Well, I guess that's
so ambiguous.
Yeah, but I think I really like. You basically get to see his character being manipulated from start to finish. So he's the one character in the show that you get to see his beginnings, what troubles he's had, but then how Wilson Fisk truly manipulates that character into whatever happens at the end, which I thought was really cool.
Gets all the people under his thumb.
Yeah. Agent Poindexter, the guy who plays Bullseye, I really love that. Like his acting was crazy in this.
Did you know he was one of the final contenders to
be Captain America?
Yeah, before Evans got it.
Really? I could kind of see that. He has that face.
I don't know. He looks too mean. I like Chris Evans' pretty face.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I thought the Bullseye stuff was cool, and I love how they don't like just say that guy, he got a bullseye or whatever.
I actually was. I said to Steph, I was like, oh man, I was waiting all season
for that.
Somebody in the head or I don't know, just nail it, and then him or probably somebody else just go bullseye. That's all I want.
That's why. That's true. They could have done that, but like
it would have been too much. Maybe.
I loved like the like he's Bullseye. Everyone knows he's Bullseye who reads comics or knows anything about Marvel stuff. But like, just like his ability to just throw stuff and connect to all of it was really cool.
People asked me who Bullseye was, and just to people who don't know, I'm like, again, Suicide Squad. Like, you know who Deadshot is? He's Deadshot with any weapon or non-weapons. Like in the comics, there's one comic where he pulls out his fingernails and throws those because he doesn't have any. Like he's insane. Yeah,
he's like Daredevil's like main arch nemesis in the show, and his arc is really great. They really dig into like his backstory, and like you kind of empathize with him a little bit, right? Like they want you to be like, hey, he's just a troubled guy. He's easily manipulated.
He's a guy like fighting to not have a psychotic break, and once again, Mr. Fisk just orchestrates everything so that he has a complete breakdown.
Crushes it. So yeah, Bullseye stuff and all the stuff that like he just throws everything. It's amazing. Throws everything, connects. I love the one where he just like throws like a gun behind his back and it just connects to somebody's face. Like
it's person.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Something I thought that was cool, just while you have the spoiler thing up, a nice little mirror was even the clip of it in your box, but whenever first episodes, Daredevil really has nothing to live for, and there's one scene where he's fighting these guys, then he goes on his knees and he puts his hands up and he wants the guy to hit him in the head and kill him.
Yeah.
Then his buddy pulls him away. He's like, we gotta go, the cop's coming, or whatever.
Yeah.
But then, double spoiler alert, the last episode, whenever Matt is just beating the absolute shit out of Fisk,
Yeah.
Fisk is dressed in white, covered in blood, but he's just on his knees, and then he puts his hands up and he wants Daredevil.
That's cool. That's cool. I
Yeah,
didn't even think about that. I love that last fight. I think it's awesome. I love how they show Kingpin fight. It's just like he's so big.
he's a wrecking ball. Did I
Like,
ever tell you my Vincent D'Onofrio story?
no.
I was working at a restaurant here, and on the patio there was a couple couples sitting outside, and a homeless guy walked by, and he smacked one of the ladies in the head, and then the guys started freaking out, and they were yelling at the homeless guy, and then Vincent D'Onofrio, who was a couple tables down, like got up, and he was sitting with his family, but he came over and he was trying to break it up. It's like, oh, just go back inside, Mr. D'Onofrio.
Oh, that's awesome.
The guy in real life is basically my.
Ah, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, because like when he's fighting, you like feel every punch he throws, but also like how.
Oh, I
like,
noticed the sound mixing. They were like Daredevils are like.
Yeah.
But then whenever he punches, it's like. They make it sound heavier. Like
they sound heavier, but also when they punching him, it's like these punches aren't doing as much on this guy. You know what I mean? Like when he's fighting, spoilers, Agent Poindexter in the Daredevil costume at the very end. It's just like, like every punch he throws onto that guy, especially when he, spoilers again, breaks his back. You feel it.
Oh yeah,
you feel it.
We were both like, ooh, when that happened.
I'll throw the spoilers down at this point. We should probably move on right now. But last thing I'll say, Sister Maggie.
Let me just get one last thing in.
Yeah.
Matt Murdock is Daredevil. Okay, take this.
Okay, cool. Sister Maggie was great. I thought we could speak more.
I thought that they wanted to fuck the whole
I know.
season.
That's so funny because when you wrote that, I died laughing because I knew. So I thought that was really funny. You're like,
yeah. Turns out they don't.
They don't.
I think it might be a case of the screen having sexual chemistry because that was kind of palpable.
Right. I think you've been reading too much Shakespeare there.
I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oedipus Rex goes back a lot further than Shakespeare.
Well, not to me, it does.
Shakespeare, that's the guy who wrote the first play, right?
That's right. All right, let's move on. This stream's already hit 40 minutes. Oh my god, we're just the next thing we'll talk about. We'll just go right into it, shall we?
Yep.
We're gonna go into let me just throw this down here. So, anyways, Daredevil. Last thing I'll say about it while I have this image up is I think it's my favorite season of Daredevil and Marvel Netflix.
Yeah, my favorite season, Marvel Netflix. Any of them.
Yeah,
2 bloody thumbs up.
Yeah, because I was like, yeah, it's better than season 1. If you have all the understanding of these characters from all those past seasons, it's just such a more controlled and well-told story than the other seasons, I think. Like, they're so confident in their storytelling in this. I just love it.
What else do you love, Tuong?
I love A Star Is Born.
Woo!
Yeah, let's see here.
Can you put an audio drop in of Lady Gaga hitting that?
Yeah, I could totally do. Bradley Cooper's directorial debut based on apparently a 1937 movie also called A Star Is Born, also 1954 movie. I couldn't get those dates. I saw one article. Yeah, so this
like 77, I think, the Barbra Streisand Twist Your Stop.
This thing has been made over and over, but Bradley Cooper really freaking kills his directorial debut, I think.
He nailed it.
It was incredible. I saw... yeah, go ahead.
I feel like it was Lady Gaga's movie, though, right?
100%. Yeah, for sure.
She was so good. I've only seen her act in a story.
Yeah,
whatever season that was when she was a vampire or some shit.
So the article that I read was basically... Well, first of all, Bradley Cooper spent 18 months of vocal training to achieve his gravelly singing voice. So... Yeah, he really wanted to.
I just want to take another look.
Yeah. So apparently he spent a long time to get that voice. Hey, you, I just want to look at you real good. I can't do it. But what I read in the interview was Lady Gaga relied on him for getting an honest acting experience out of her, and Bradley relied on her for singing. So it was cool to like they both relied on each other for like the two things that they were good at. And nice. Bradley Cooper was a great singer in the movie for sure, but Lady Gaga was an incredible actress. I thought like she did such.
She was so good.
Like,
did you cry? Sorry, how many times did you cry?
I didn't cry.
What?
Yeah, no, I didn't cry.
What's wrong with you?
The only thing I cry about is Toy Story and my love for when Michael Jordan sinks the basketball in the hoop in Space Jam.
I believed I cried at that moment.
That's right.
No, just that scene whenever, and this isn't a spoiler, it's literally why everyone went to see the movie. It's in the trailer, but that scene when she goes out and sings with him, just the build up leading up
Oh
to it.
yeah, I will say I felt in the movie. I was feeling things, but I did not cry. But I thought the movie was so, like, she was so amazing. But they tackle a lot of stuff in this one movie. You know, like
It
there's
was long.
yeah,
But
it's like 2.5 hours.
it felt long too. Like, you felt the 2 hours, but it didn't drag, I didn't think.
No, no. Well, there's just like telling a bunch of different stories in this one story, right? Like you have like Lady Gaga's rise, like an underdog, like really coming into her own kind of thing. They deal a lot with like mental health. They deal with like relationships and addiction. They tackle all these stories in one story. Yeah.
And I haven't seen the original Stars Borns.
Yeah, neither have I. I think it's slightly different. I think Bradley Cooper must
Yeah,
have
but
done.
I was just gonna say, this story in of itself isn't anything original. Obviously, it's not an original story, but like, and you could tell where it was going. Like, you knew where it was going to go. It didn't break the mold like that, but it didn't matter. The ride was so fun. Lady Gaga was so watchable.
I don't think I anticipated the ending. Like maybe in retrospect I could have. Like you kind of, I guess they planted the seeds for it. I didn't know for sure they would commit to it. In which case I was pretty happy they did, because I thought that was that's great, right? I thought the cinematography itself, especially during shows, was awesome. Like when they were doing like
really
the big,
cool.
like they show a lot of close-ups of like macro shots of Bradley Cooper's face, or like the guitar and like him like just shredding a solo.
The crabs too. They shot at Bonnaroo, I think, and other.
Yeah, they shot up. Oh, I also heard they did all their music live.
Yeah. So Bradley Cooper went to Eddie Vedder because he was doing a kind of Eddie Vedder character. And the one thing Eddie Vedder told him, well, I don't know if it's the one thing, but he told him not to do the music, like not to sing live in the movie. And they did it anyway, and I think the movie
is better for it. Apparently, that's a thing that Lady Gaga said too. She says, "You're not singing we are not singing this music like lip synced, because it's not as genuine kind of thing." I believe that, you know.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know. Can you throw up the spoiler thing? There's one.
Of
the
course.
ending is something I want to talk.
Yeah, let's talk about it. 1 second. Spoilers.
Okay, if you guys haven't seen this movie yet, you should go see it. It's good. It's a great date night. It's a great solo by yourself. Just go. Oh yeah, Laura Gordon. That's hashtag knowledge. But the thing with the movie is like Lady Gaga gets a manager, some kind of smarmy little British dude that we don't like. And he is kind of changing her, like the character Allie. He's kind of making her superficial. You got to learn how to dance. You got to dye your hair. You got to do all that.
Yeah.
Right.
You're gonna play the shitty music.
Yeah, stuff. And like Bradley Cooper did not react well to that. But so something really bad happens at the end of the movie because of her manager. He has a chat with Bradley Cooper, and he basically says everything wrong in Allie's life is his fault.
Yeah.
And what kind of drove me crazy is there's no resolution to that. Like, he gets...
Yeah.
Like, he's directly responsible for something really bad. And he still just goes on and is Allie's manager, which kind of bugged me. But then I was thinking about it. In the very last scene, whenever Allie does that song, she does a song. It's a memorial song, basically.
Yeah.
Spoiler things up. But in that scene, it seemed like she was back to her roots. Her hair looked darker. She just had a simple dress on. She wasn't dancing. She stood, sang the hell out of a song, and absolutely killed it. And to me, I kind of took that as she off screen got rid of her manager. She wants to go back to what made her good in the first place. And that's how I choose to read the movie. And it makes me feel slightly better.
Yeah.
Dude just got off with
Yeah, I don't think there was repercussions of like he was the cause of that, but I mean, I think that it's pretty obvious that he didn't like the mainstream stuff that she was doing. And especially when they do the SNL thing where like she's singing like a random song in SNL that's like catchy, but it's not what she was singing at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, like just that last song was soul crushing because
It was so good though.
yeah,
And
it was
that
so
to
good.
me, I'm just like, that's where she's gonna go. That's her.
Yeah, so
And
I love that arc of like earnest singer goes into stardom, doesn't know how to handle it. She becomes someone who, because she doesn't know any better, right? She's just started in the business. She becomes mainstream, and then she kind of loses her way, but she doesn't know that. And I'm not sure she entirely cares because she got what she wanted all these years. And then Bradley, the person who fell in love with her, is really because of like how deep into music there's a beautiful line where it's like every song is 12 notes between an octave or something like that, and he loved the way she kind of arranged those like notes between octaves. So it's like, oh yeah, he really liked the soul that she put in her music.
Oh yeah, she was fantastic. I just
So good.
The last scene, I just feel like she.
Yeah,
To me, I'm reading it as she got
back to her roots.
back to that.
People go watch this film. I think it Taylor and I, 2 thumbs up. I love it. It'll make you feel.
Apparently not cry though.
Not cry. No, it's no Space Jam. Laura British, you needed a comeuppance. He needed to be come up so hard, is what Laura says. I agree. Maybe they should make A Star Is Born 2 as a short film where Lady Gaga is just beating the shit out of her old manager.
Like a star gets even or something.
Yeah. Oh wow. Nice. Shall we go into our very last topic? Let's do it. We are doing, and I'll pull it up here.
I also saw Venom and A Star Is Born the same night. Really salty.
That's awesome. I mean, clearly Venom's the winner in that one.
Oh yeah, I just felt bad for Bradley Cooper.
Honestly, Venom made more money, so they probably
it crossed 500 million today.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Halloween. Let's talk about it.
I loved it. I thought it was fun as hell.
So I also loved it. I thought it was really good. I'm not really big into scary horror movies at all. Like I've gotten better over the years. I don't usually seek the thrill of a horror movie, but I've seen plenty of modern ones like, Get Out, and I haven't seen Quiet Place, even though I'm crazy. I know I want to see Quiet Place. I want to see, I've seen It, all those like recent, like horror movies have come back in a really cool way.
Yeah, horror's The Babadook, It Follows, The Witch.
Yeah,
The Ritual on Netflix is really good.
Yeah. So I think horror is coming back in a really cool way for sure. It's gone a long way since like Saw 5, for example, or like the friggin' Grudge, which sucks. But yeah, I don't even like, everybody knows who Michael Myers is because of pop culture and stuff like that. But honestly,
Yeah,
I might have seen the first Halloween movie once,
Yeah.
and maybe not even like the entire way through. I don't even remember, honestly. I've seen none of the other Halloween movies, and that did not stop my enjoyment of this movie.
Yeah, you don't really need to. I mean, yeah, he's just kind of in the zeitgeist. Like, everybody knows Michael Myers. They know.
Yeah.
And what's great about this movie, too, is we should say it's a direct sequel to the first one 40 years ago. They cut out every movie in between.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. Makes it easy to watch for me. Man, this movie is brutal, is what I wrote. I don't have many notes for this except for like, it's brutal. There's some
brutal. It's also very funny.
Yeah, there's some really fun parts in there.
Well, it's co-written by Danny McBride, right?
Yes, I saw that. I did see that.
David Gordon Green. David Gordon Green's done some good movies too. He directed, I think, Pineapple Express. Actually,
I think people don't give Danny McBride enough credit. That guy's an incredible writer. Like, he's done like I've never seen him do horror before. But like the fact that he's done like amazing shows, like for example, Eastbound and Down, like a crazy amazing show on its own right, like shouldn't be a surprise that this comedian can also write anything, I guess.
I feel like I was talking to a lot of people seem to not like horror, and I was talking to this movie about them, just saying how for me I love comedy and I love horror. I find they're both very similar, just in terms of like guttural reactions. That it's a build and then a release of tension, be it a joke, like a setup to a joke, or like the tense moment before somebody gets killed, and then so like I could see how
He'd be good at it.
how
Yeah.
you could go from that to something else.
Yeah.
But this movie is clearly just by guys who love the original, and that permeates through the whole movie. You can feel it.
Mm-hmm.
The Strode women in this movie are so cool. Lori is just
Which one? Oh yeah, Lori. Yes, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, she's super badass.
Fantastic. Yeah.
That's the thing.
She put down her activity yogurt and picked up, and she's kicking ass all over again.
What I like about I love character things that I like about horror movies, successful ones, is when the main characters go from scared to able to like gain enough confidence to face their fears, you know? So like Jamie Lee Curtis, she was always like afraid, but she's ready to kick ass, which I really like. It makes you as the audience viewer being like, okay, she's confident. I want to be confident.
100%. Like most of the movie, I was just like, just get Michael to Jamie Lee Curtis, and then it's done. Like you knew, and it was funny too. There's a lot of role reversal in this movie too, because she's not like a lamb getting led to the slaughter. You know, she's the one who's hunting Michael at the same time, and like there's the old scene in the original Halloween when Laurie's sitting in her classroom, and then she looks out and she sees Michael across the street, and then he's gone when the car drives.
Oh, right.
And then in this movie, I forget her granddaughter's name, but she's sitting in class. You look out and you see Laurie standing across the street.
Right.
And then she's gone, which garnered a laugh in my theater.
I assumed the one where she got kicked out of a window.
Yep.
Exactly the same thing. Yeah. So I didn't even like it's just kind of obvious the way they filmed it. I'm like, cool. Like he's afraid of her, even though he doesn't talk.
She was the threat, which is cool.
He doesn't talk in the entire movie too.
No.
Yeah. Or he doesn't talk, or you don't see his face, which I really liked that. Like, it's cool.
And it was the same actor as the first one.
Cool, man. Like, I thought that was fun. Again,
it
go
was
ahead.
Terrifying though. That scene with the teeth in the bathroom and.
Oh man,
it just did not pull any punches. People you thought you'd be like, oh no, this person will be
fucking a lot of people die, and there's some like, oh my god, I can't believe I just watched that kind of thing. The one in the bathroom.
Okay, we'll let the 10-year-old get away. Oh wait, what?
The one in the bathroom, the one in the bathroom really fucked me up because like. A lot of kills you see kind of off screen, or they're really one and done and quick. But the one in the bathroom, I guess it's kind of spoilers, but I mean it's a kill. Like I don't know, it's brutal because you see every blow to this dude's head.
That's the thing I found in this movie. He stabbed or slit and grabbed people's heads and smashed them into objects over and over again. Like those were his moves, and the smashing was
crazy. Yeah, man. Just like that bathroom kill, I couldn't even believe it. I'm like, man, if I were to get hit in the head that many times by like a bathroom stall, like that sucks. Like, oh my god, just like knives to the throat and him like,
give me a knife, like, geez.
Yeah. I like how his basic weapon is literally just a kitchen knife, probably a KitchenAid knife.
Yeah, that scene, that was in the trailer too. When I was into the random woman's house. And he goes into the garage and he picks up the hammer, and then he walks in.
Yeah.
He goes and he hammers her, and then he grabs the knife. Oh, it's just so good.
Yeah. I thought the music in Halloween's awesome. I love that synth.
They did a remix to John Carpenter's original score too, which is really
cool. Beginning scene, you can see in the trailer right now, it's just the journalist goes up to him, with fucking idiot, just trying to antagonize him to become Michael Myers. I mean, be a killer again. He was fine, man. You just leave him alone. You don't need to get your stupid story. And look what you've done. You've unleashed hell.
Well, actually, Tuong, they're podcasters.
They're podcasters. Yeah.
Yeah, they have like a serial type show, do they not?
I don't remember honestly, but what? Serial's a very serious podcast, Taylor. I don't know if you knew this.
That's true. Sorry for laughing.
That's right. Don't laugh at podcasters, Taylor. What do you think you're on right now?
Facebook.
That's right. Let's see here. Anything else you want to say about the movie?
I just want to say the words Judy Greer. I love Judy Greer so much.
Yeah.
She was perfect casting for Jamie Lee Curtis's daughter too. Like they nailed that. And Judy Greer, I've been saying for years, like our Joan Cusack. and I love them both so much.
So
And
Judy,
anything she shines in.
yes. So Judy Greer is one of those actresses who doesn't get like she's done a lot of movies, but she's always like a B character or like some
She's a
like
character actor, yeah.
yeah.
Sure.
But
she's the goofy friend a lot.
yeah, but I like that they gave her more in this movie for sure. Because like I was like, oh Judy, like every time I see Judy Greer now, it's just like, oh how many lines did she get in this movie? 10? Like. But this one, she got doing.
Are you saying you felt she got shortchanged as the mom in Jurassic World? Because I'm not having any of that.
I don't even remember her being the mom in Jurassic World. So there you go.
I just kept waiting right before they like get Michael Myers. I just wanted Judy Greer to lift up her shirt and be like, "Say goodbye to thee."
That's funny. All right. Okay. So that's it for Halloween. Yeah. Again. I really liked it.
Yeah, it doesn't reinvent the wheel either, but it's a slasher movie. But
I mean, perfect for Halloween.
Is the grandfather? It's like the, it's really the pioneer. I know, like Black Christmas and stuff too, but it just did that formula and it did it very
perfect for Halloween.
I smoked like 2 joints and terrified.
It's legal now, right? So you can smoke as many joints as you want.
That's true.
To get spooked.
I mean, it wasn't then, but I live in Vancouver, so.
Oh, true. Also, yeah, I the only thing is this is no problem to the movie, but I did see it with some friends who were a little chatty during the movie, and that kind of ruined a little bit of it for me.
Yeah.
Just because, like you say, it's a build to get scared or laugh, and any for me, like movies are sacred places. Get off your phones. Don't talk in a movie. We can talk after. And whatever, like every now and then, if you want to run over and just be like, give me the like in a Marvel movie, you can give me that, but that's exactly
it. If you have something to say, wait half a month and talk about it on Facebook.
And talk about it on Talkin Tongue. That's right. Anybody can be a guest here. Doesn't take much, as you can tell.
It's true. I just had a Monday free.
That's right. But yeah, it kind of ruined a couple spooks for me, but I did very much enjoy it. Taylor, we did it.
We did it.
At the end of the show, I always like to talk about what are the things that you're looking forward to for next month. Anything that you saw that you wanted to kind of, in November.
No, I don't know what's coming out next month. November.
I'll tell you what I saw on the internet that it interests me. The Grinch, because I like Benedict Cumberbatch. Yeah. I'll be down for that. Ralph Breaks the Internet. I'll watch that.
That's out this month as well.
Next month, yeah, November. The Spyro remake is coming out, so I like Spyro. Hitman 2, I like that.
Creed 2.
And Creed 2, I was going to save that as my punch, my little punch, my 1-2 punch. But yes, Creed 2 is my most anticipated movie of November, 100%. Creed 1 was one of my favorite movies of that year. Actually. Yeah. One step, one punch, one round at a time.
Exactly. That's how you live your life, right? That's
right. I got the tattoo. Exactly. It didn't fit on my back, so it goes to my front too.
It wraps around you.
Yeah.
I'm also looking forward to the movie Widows.
Is that a horror movie?
No, it's done by Steve McQueen, who did like 12 Years a Slave and Hunger and stuff. It's a group of a little bit older women who. I don't know. I avoid trailers. I just know that the people behind it and people in it, that looks amazing.
Right. Can I say right off the get-go that is this? Maybe I shouldn't say this out loud, but I didn't like 12 Years a Slave.
I think that makes you a racist.
Yeah, I think I'm a racist. That must be it. But anyways, it sounds cool. Sounds neat. I mean, it's an Oscar award-winning movie, so there's that. But so is Suicide Squad, so that's...
I was going to say, it's no Suicide Squad.
Yeah, exactly. Taylor, thanks for being on the cast.
Thanks for having me.
No worries.
Tongue,
go ahead.
Don't turn around, but I think there's a ghost in your mirror.
Holy crap. I think there's also a towel in my mirror, too. All right, people, let's sign out here. Thanks again for watching another episode of Talkin Tongue. If you're joining later or you're listening to iTunes... join us for the Facebook live stream. We always like having people chat in the chat. And yeah, see ya next time, folks. Bye.